have interference. All right, you can raise your hand when you need to say anything. You can use the message, the chat button to say what you need to say and all that. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John OKOYE. They call me Son of Ben sometimes. And John OKOYE is passionate about helping people live their dreams and fulfill purpose under God. And Today I will be the privileged host of this meeting. I want to thank and appreciate the OtownGist team led by Mr. CHINEDU for this opportunity to host this Zoom meeting. Thank you so much, Mr. Hadi. Thank you. You and your team doing tremendous work here in Owerri and beyond, especially as it concerns our online presence and online engagement. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, as a way of introduction also, thank you. Introduction of the event, it's International Social Media Day 2023. And the theme for this engagement is the future and finance of conventional media. Right. Now, social media has been around. Social media has been around since maybe 1997, but it was in 2004, that is 2004, the social media really, began to take off fully. As of today, it's estimated that about 4.26 billion people use social media worldwide. That is a whooping number, guys. That is something else, and that is more than half of the total world population. That is more than half of the total world population. 4.26 billion people on social media. Now it is estimated that ages 16 to 24 use an average of 3 hours, 1 minute on social media. Ages 25 to 34 use an estimated 2 hours, 37 minutes on social media. These are estimates. All right, ages 34 to 44 use about 2 hours, 4 minutes. Ages 45 to 54, they said they use 1 hour, 39 minutes, and then we'll have ages 55 to 64. Ages 55 to 64 use approximately 1 hour, 13 minutes on social media daily. So you could see that it's huge. Everyone is on social media. Everyone is on social media, and that translates to the money. Okay. That translates to the money, the huge revenue on social media. Let's take Facebook for an instance. Now, Facebook, as at 20, now Facebook is reaching 3 billion monthly active users. 3 billion monthly active users. All right, that's about 36% of the world's entire population logging into Facebook at least once a month. All right, so this is huge. This is very huge. Social media has become the biggest market, the biggest single market. I'm telling you. All right, so from statistics available, global ad spend, right, we're expected to reach over $135 billion in 2022. This is at 2022. $138 billion in 2022. Now, this means over 19% increase from what it was in 2021. So, guys, we are sitting on and all well. We're sitting on riches. We're sitting on wealth. Now, the main goal of this event is to encourage the media sector and other businesses to embrace social media as a tool that will scale their businesses, all right? That will scale their businesses and take it to greater heights. That is the main aim of our engagement this afternoon. So now the program will go beyond helping the media sector to other kinds of businesses. We'll be talking about different businesses and not just the media industry. So it's open to everyone. It's open to everyone. So if you're here and you're not a media practitioner, come on, you're in the right place. Don't say, these people are media people. No, you're in the right place. So you're welcome, everyone. We have 13 participants already. So we are kicking off immediately. All right, immediately. We have our speakers already in the house, and they'll take 30 minutes to share their thoughts, and then we'll have some time to ask them questions, maybe 10 minutes to engage them here live, and then we'll move to the next speaker, and that is how we're going to run until we come to the end of it. All right, so permit me to welcome our convener. I want him to start the day. It's a good place for him to start. He will start the day, he will hit the ground running. So CHINEDU NWADIKE has gone through working in a newspaper house, radio station, TV station, and now on the digital side of the media. He has also taken media courses from the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, Voice of America, VOA, via United Agency for Global Media, Channels Academy, Point Star, University of Strickland, amongst others. With over a decade experience in the media, he is also the founder of OtownGist Media and Entertainment, one of the pioneer companies in the digital media sector in Imo State, Nigeria. He's also an author of 3 books, as well as other articles published on print and digital media. He has earned awards and recognitions as leader, blogger, and media personnel. NWADIKE loves children. Maybe he's going to be father of many nations. And has been involved in projects that support creative children, such as Child Inc. Africa, Tech Up projects, and recently Chris Standick, an organization that makes digital media content for African children. Now, Hadi, this afternoon will take us on the problems and general fears, and embracing the digitals. And then later he will come back and take living in an open world and social monetization. Ladies and gentlemen, your hands are not busy. Let's receive now our convener, Mr. CHINEDU NWADIKE. You have the floor, Mr. Hadi.
Oh my God, the introduction is something else. And thank you everyone for showing up. I mean, recently, for those in Imo State especially, we've talked about the dwindling fortunes of media houses. Nobody wants to talk about it. We see it as something we can use to mock media CEOs as not doing well. But fortunately or unfortunately, it's not peculiar to Imo State. It's something that is happening around Nigeria. It's something that is happening around the world as well. I mean, the dwindling fortune of the media is not happening because the people in Imo State are not doing so well. It's happening because the world is changing, and somehow we are not embracing that change. So today we'll just look at the problem, because before you start solving something, you need to know what the problems are. You need to really understand what the problems are. So here we're talking about the problems and then general fears, because when you have a problem, you're usually afraid of something. And then that thing is about embracing the digital world. It's something that most of us are always afraid of doing. So let's talk about the change that is here, the change almost everyone is afraid of. When you look at the picture on the screen, it shows change and chance. When you embrace change, you take a chance to do something different, which is actually what most of us are afraid of. I'm not going to mention names of organizations, but at some point in my life, I was working in a media outfit. So from there, I attended a training by Voice of America. So when we were introducing ourselves, we had, I think, people from either Ray Power or so in Lagos. So they introduced themselves, their digital department. They said they had about 17 persons working in their digital department. And then I was alone in my organization. I actually work alone. So when I came back, I told my people, hey, we need to bring in more people to work in this department. Others have 17. Let's have maybe core members, 2 or 3 more persons add so we can do more. They said, no, it's not necessary. Then again, I was watching, I joined a webinar by an organization, Journalism AI, and a lady from, I think that was Bloomberg or so, she was speaking. And she said that she was heading their social media department, something like that. And she said she had about 340 something people under her working across Europe. So you can see how far these people have gone. And then you can find out that in most radio stations, in most newspaper houses, in most conventional media houses in Nigeria, or let me say in Imo State here, you find it, people find it difficult to employ somebody to handle their digitals. They'll never have anyone. Every single person is a presenter, every single person it's a reporter, and it's not always good. It's not always good at all. The same is applicable to companies. Whether you are small, whether you are big, sometimes you can outsource this to an organization, they handle your digitals for you, or you can do it for yourself. But then people are afraid of embracing that change. We come to feel like it's not necessary. We come to feel like we're already doing this thing well. Why do we need to start bothering ourselves doing more? So that's the fear of that change. It's very, very important. So the things we fear include social media. We're always afraid of social media. Every business owner, every owner of a media outfit is afraid of social media, because you feel like maybe radio station, for instance, before you wait for your news hour to come, the story is already trending on social media, and people on social media already have details. You are even ashamed of yourself because the details you are reading out on radio or on TV, you even got it from social media. But it's not a bad thing. Okay, it's not a bad thing. If you see the bright side, it means why ordinary people, influencers, are breaking the news on social media. You can also break the news on social media and then wait for your news hour for you to take the news. So a business owner, there's something trending in your sector, you can also join everyone and talk about it. We are afraid of artificial intelligence. I mean, everybody's afraid that AI will chase us out, AI will do a lot of jobs we do. Yeah, that's the fact. But then AI is also helping small organizations to maybe stuff they will employ maybe 5 persons to do. They can use AI, 2 or 3 different AI to do the job, which is good and not something everyone should be afraid of. I mean, you see the good side here, you also see that other side, you consider the bad side, but it's not always bad all the time. Now, we also afraid of economic situation when you feel like, oh my God, we can no longer afford having, we can't afford having an extra staff who will just be posting things on Facebook, because you see that posting things on Facebook or posting things on social media, that it's not that important. Now, it doesn't make sense at all, because you have decided that it doesn't make sense. And then you say, we can no longer pay this person. So you are just hurting yourself. I give us, for instance, I run a small media outfit here in Imo State. And at some point, about last year, I felt like, hey, we are not doing enough on social media. And I said, I need to employ 1 or 2 extra persons in the office. What I did was I said, I'm going to suffer myself. I'm going to make money from somewhere. I'm going to invest in this area. I'm going to build my presence, build the company presence on social media, but I need to bring someone in to do that, because I most likely will never have time to do it myself. And I did that. Yeah, we made a number of investments, and we were paying salaries and doing all that, buying this, buying that. Yeah, we are not there yet, but it paid off. We saw the growth, and it's so much better compared to where we started from. So most times, we are always afraid. Now, for the media sector, another thing that we're always afraid of is the generational change. Yeah, Gen Z. I'll just use pidgin. Gen Z know they listen to radio most times. Okay, so there's lots and lots of gadgets. You ask yourself, what do you want to talk about? News is mostly too serious. We're talking about politics. For instance, in Imo State, when you listen to certain radio stations, it's so boring, because from the beginning of the news and probably to halfway, every single thing is about government, 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 government. And understanding that there is low trust for government on major content means there will also be low trust for your platform. So you don't understand the generation, you don't understand what the generation love, and you are wondering why they are not paying attention to you. Whether you like it or not, this generation of age between say 18 to about 25, 26, they are the ones making things happen now. They are the ones on social media. If you're advertising anything, they are the ones to drive the sales for you. So if you are not targeting them, you're wasting time. And for you to target them, you need to understand what they like. So it's also another thing. Most of us, most media outfits, we don't kind of follow news trends. You wonder why every single day Punch, Sun, Guardian, all the reporters are working so hard to keep us informed. But Gist Lover will drop one gossip and everybody is talking about it. Why do you think everybody, it's okay with talking about Gist Lover's stories, but not the story on Punch? Gist Lover's story might not be true, but it's gossip. It's because the generation, they don't really like serious things. When the war in Ukraine started, people paid attention to it, but now who is paying attention to it? No one. So it keeps going that way, and it's just for us to understand that the generation we are trying to satisfy, they want something, and if we are not giving them what they want, then we are not going to succeed at all. Now, moving forward, one of the things we lack in our outfits is trust. Building trust is very, very important if you want to succeed as a media outfit, as a company. I mean, people need to trust in your process. People need to trust in the process you are using to achieve whatever it is you are achieving. If people don't believe in it, it's a problem. So sometimes people try to tell me this is trade secret, that is trade secret. But then yesterday I've forgotten the guy's name. There's this guy, the only thing he does is to clean sneakers on YouTube. He makes about a minute or 2 minutes videos cleaning sneakers on YouTube, and that guy has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He is rich. He's cleaning sneakers. There's no secret in what he does. Every single thing he does, the foam, the shoe cleaner he uses, he's even advertising and selling it on his website. So what's the secret? Every single thing you are hiding, you are calling trade secret. You probably learned it somewhere, which means is an open source information. Let's say, for instance, you are a caterer or you are a food vendor. Let me use food vendor. And you don't want people to know how you make your owa. You don't want people to know how you make your nkwobi. It's okay. Keep posting only finished nkwobi and see if all of us will buy. But sometimes, if you post the process, if you post yourself stirring the nkwobi, it makes someone like me salivate because I love food. And then the next thing is I want to eat nkwobi. Whether your nkwobi is inspiring me to make myself or inspiring me to buy somewhere or buy from you, you are making impact. The fact is you have created a process that people now see you as someone who knows how to make delicious nkwobi. I've not tested it, but looking at it, it's looks delicious. I conclude it's delicious because you making it, you are confident about it. So, for instance, a graphic designer, you are trying to make, Mr. John Okoye has been advertising complimentary card. How about Mr. John Okoye start from the process of design, film it till it gets to the cutting machine, printing, he will film the printing and make 1 minute video. People like the process, people see the process. It doesn't mean they will copy it, but they start loving it and they want to maybe reach out to you because they trust that you are good. They see you making something good. They see the process, they love it. And for media outfits, for every media person here, I want you to ponder on this. There are two kinds of stories that we always put out in our media platforms. One is paid for, and the other one is not paid for. And then I ask you this question: which story do you see people reading more? Is it the one that is paid for or the one that is free? For instance, a political organization is having an event, they write a very long press release, they give you, you write a story from it, you've taken your money, and then you go to a corner market in Owerri, or you go to the roadside where people are suffering, you interview them and they talk about their sufferings, you make videos, you take pictures and post. Which story do you think people will read more? Now you see that people are going to pay attention to that story that you even spent to produce, that story that is about people, because every single thing we are doing is about people. If people don't love you, if people don't trust you, then it's not going to work out for you. So we spend a lot of time on things that will give us a little money today and then destroy us tomorrow, instead of building on something that will eventually build us today, tomorrow, and forever. So this is actually the problem all of us have: building trust, where we are trying to be secretive, where we are trying to always play a fast one, be very quick and all that. Have you ever imagined why when you watch NTA, you will never see the cameraman? When you watch BBC, CNN, you see the camera. When you watch BBC interviews, some of them, you see camera, you see cables, microphone cables, you see the lights, something like behind the scene, you see cameramen setting things while the person that is being interviewed is speaking. Why? They make you see the process. They make you also see that they are using very expensive cameras to film that. You make you also see that there are about 10 persons making that interview happen, which means seeing that there are 10 persons there makes you believe, oh, these people spent a lot of time, these people spent a lot of money to produce this. And it gives you a bit of confidence on that content and on that process. This is one thing most of us don't know, and we just try to hide everything, thinking that no, even those things you are hiding can be content for social media, can be the thing that will open door for you. So trust is very important. Now, going digital, it's something that it's a big issue for most of us. We always try to figure out how we'll go digital, but the simple thing there is not just getting on a platform, but it's to get them running. You need to get on a platform and then get things running, okay? So most times when I teach people how to do presentations and all that, so create video content, or whether written content on YouTube or on blogs, create, excuse me, series and all that. One of the things I ask them, can you all still hear me?
Yes, Hardy, we can hear you clearly.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, you can hear me.
We can hear you
Okay.
loud and clear.
Okay, good. I actually saw a message that I cannot be heard, so I was a bit worried. So what I'm saying is when you jump on social media platforms, the main thing is to have a bit of sustainable mindsets, and think of how you are able to get that thing running. Most of us have this issue. I've had that issue once upon a time in my life where I want to start something immediately, and I'm not thinking about the long term. I'm not thinking about what will happen next week. I just feel like I have 2 ideas. Let me post, the next one will come. A lot of people have started something and they didn't push through. So for me, I feel that you get on a platform is a good thing, but you need to think how to sustain the entire digital process. It's not just about you employ someone, there's not a template for that person to work with. There's nothing, there's no set goal for the person to achieve. And most importantly, when the goals are set, they are not realistic. It's a problem. So for me, I feel like the problem here is that most of us are afraid. Most of us feel like going digital is not necessary. Most of us feel like everything on social media, every opportunity on social media has already been taken. And if you are joining today, there will be absolutely nothing for you. The truth still remains is like being alive and feeling like you are finished, feeling like you can no longer try again. The only person that can no longer try again is the person who is dead. But if you are alive, you can still try. So as long as your business is still running, as long as you have not shut down, you can start thinking about how to go digital. You can start learning and stop being afraid of all these things, social media, AI, and the generational change, the economic situation. They need to make you think smart. If you cannot do the thinking, you hire someone who will do the thinking. And I think I will stop there. My colleague who will be speaking after now will do justice to the next step you have to take, which is creating, how you create and all of it. So this time, Mr. John, we'll take questions if anyone has any. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. This is engaging. This is engaging. Did anybody hear anything from this house? Let me see your reactions. Give a clap, whatever it is. Just let me see your reaction on the reaction section. Have you learned something? You heard something? You inspired? I want to see reactions here. And also prepare your questions in the next. So we'll take questions in the next 3, 5, 7 minutes. So if you have questions, you can drop them in the chat section, so we can take them. All right, so you can go ahead and drop your questions in the chat box so we can take them immediately. Mr. Hadi, thank you so much. That was engaging. That was engaging and powerful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right,
No
are we
questions
getting the
so far.
questions on? Okay, so I think we can move on. In case you drop any question, we can take them later. Can take them later. All right. Our next speaker for this afternoon is someone I respect so much. He was with us here in Owerri, but left us. Thank God for social media. Thank God for social media, so we still have her around. CHIDERA ROSECAMILLE ANEKE certified Camille.
Hi.
Journalist. Certified Camille is not just a voice on the radio. She is a digital storyteller with eyes for news. She has been involved in the production of impactful documentaries. She's a broadcaster whose passion for change drives to tell stories of underrepresented people in rural communities, especially around health, climate, and gender. She CIR's Open Contracting and Public Procurement Fellowship, spoke at the AIJC Conference 2021 on COVID-19 Science, Scandal Solution with the Internews Health Journalism Platforms. Worked with Accountability Lab Nigeria to report the inclusion of marginalized people in 3 communities in Imo State for 6 months. I followed that report. Currently reporting Accountability Lab's Natural Resource Governance Project in Imo State. Ladies and gentlemen, ROSECAMILLE will be taking alternative content for social engagement. ROSECAMILLE, it's great to have you. The floor is yours. Thank you for being here.
Really, really good to see you again and hear from you, John. Interesting introduction. I can't believe I'm the same person who's right here. Are you sure you are not introducing someone else?
Come on now.
Really good to be here. It's a great celebration today, and very grateful to Hardy and OtownGist for putting this together for people who are here in Imo State, also preparing us for the future. So the topic I've been asked to handle is an interesting topic because it's one of the things, that will distinguish you from the rest of the people if you start to apply those things. It's alternative content for social engagements. The kind of things that we do on social media are interesting, but there are other things that we ought to be doing on social media as media practitioners, as journalists, that I don't think we're paying attention to. So we'll be highlighting most of them during my conversation today. There's one thing that I usually tell myself, and I tell that to other people who care to pay attention, is that if you don't adapt and move with the times, the world will definitely leave you behind. That's the truth. People are having conversations around AI. If you're not preparing yourself to be able to utilize AI, you're going to be left behind when opportunities come, right? So the best thing is to embrace the opportunities that exist now and be able to utilize them. John introduced social media and gave a background of how it started and how it has evolved. Hardy has also highlighted how we can actually embrace it rather than fear it. And I think that that's a very, very important point. If we can move to slide 3, you would see that social media has changed the way we interact with each other. In the past, the way you interact with your friends is slightly different. But now, you can actually not have a phone conversation with your friend, and you would be able to stay in touch with your friend without having a phone conversation with them. So because social media has changed the way we interact with each other. We have to leverage that as storytellers, as media practitioners, as journalists, to tell our stories. And there are alternatives that we can use. One of the things that bored me the most while I was on radio was sitting in the studio. And I didn't realize how much important it was for me to step outside the studio until I started interacting with a lot of people who were getting grants, fellowship opportunities. And they told me, you need to be able to step out of your comfort zone. You need to be able to tell the stories of those people. Bring the stories out rather than sit in the studio and wait for the stories to come to you, right? And that is where some of these alternatives start to come in. Live streaming is one of it. And the reason why it's top on my list is because it's something that is very accessible, like many of us can use it. So we've got live streaming, podcasts, threads. By threads, I mean like Twitter threads. We've got memes. I'm sure your head is popping. Why memes? We've got memes, we've got Twitter spaces, infographics, TikTok, very important, and ephemeral content. We're going to take them one after the other and, like give some detail on how we can actually explore them. So we'll move to live streaming. That's on 5. Many of us have mobile phones, right? And if you have a mobile phone that has the internet, you most likely have a Facebook account. And if you're one of the persons who is not very interested in Facebook, you might have an Instagram account or a Twitter account. So, or even TikTok. I mean, a lot of people are on TikTok now. I have a psychiatrist who's on TikTok. I mean, she's over 60, but she's on TikTok and she's creating content on TikTok. So live streaming is one alternative that you can use to create content and engage your audience. It gives you an opportunity to be able to expand more on the topic than you would have. And when people are looking at you, if it's a visual live stream, when people are looking at you, they are connecting, they are looking into your eyes, not in that way, but they're looking into your eyes, they're interacting with you, they're looking at your body language, they're able to understand the stories that you're telling or the conversations that you're having. And the interesting thing is that you have a feedback mechanism in the comment section where they are able to, John is laughing, yeah, not in that way, John. So you have a feedback mechanism where you're able to say, where they're able to interact with you, tell you what they think. And some of the other times we've seen people jump on the live streaming platforms with other people. There's nothing wrong with a media house live streaming their program and being able to say, you know what, our fans can join us. So you're live on Facebook, you're streaming your program on radio, you're streaming your program live, but you have fans who have tuned into you on Facebook, watching you live. I don't think that I've seen like a lot of people bring them on. As people usually would prefer to have phone-in conversations where the caller's calling and, engage the content. But what about inviting them while you're live on Facebook? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about how excited it would make them that they are going to be featured on your platform, whether it's your media organization's platform or your personal platform? They will be really excited to be sharing the same platform with you. So I think that that's one thing you can incorporate when you're live streaming on Facebook, on Instagram, or TikTok. And like I said, live streaming helps you expand more on the story. So this is one way that you can utilize these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, to engage your audience during programs and events. And we'll move on to the next one, which is a very interesting one. Podcast. Everyone wants to start a podcast these days. And we've had several controversies around podcasts. People are complaining, oh my goodness, these are not the kind of podcasts that we want to see. But why are you not starting? Why haven't you started your own podcast? Why haven't you? It's one of the easiest things to set up. But I understand, maybe you think that you haven't gathered enough listeners or audience to be able to join your podcast, but you can build relevance over time. So podcast is the future. Personally, I think that traditional media, as we know it, is going to gradually begin to fade. People are going to tilt more towards listening to podcasts because it is accessible. Apart from people who are like in hard to reach communities who don't have access to data, podcasts are easy. I can listen to podcasts when I'm washing, when I'm doing laundry, when I'm writing, when I'm reading, or when I'm doing something, right? I'm able to access it at any time. So podcasting is key for media organizations. It allows you to explore different things. I remember BBC, I'm trying to look at BBC Sounds. You would find several podcasts. Like you wouldn't miss any of their programs because they've put all of them in podcast forms. How many radio stations? I don't know if anyone can respond to me in the chat session if there are like, how many radio stations do you know in Imo that have a podcast? You know, aside like just being on air. Do you know any? Does anyone know any radio station that has a podcast? Let me see. Okay, nobody knows. So you see, that's interesting, you know. But I can listen to some of my favorite programs later if I don't listen to them live when they have a podcast. And podcasts are usually more interesting because, you know what, like the people, the presenters or the podcasters are a little bit freer. They don't have the NBC who is saying, don't say this or don't explore this as much as you can. They are able to be free. They can add different sounds to their podcast and they can attract different audiences. We talked about the controversies that have sprung up during podcasts. It's because there's a virality that people haven't really accessed in podcasts, right? And so let me how many radio stations do we have in Imo? I mean, we have quite a number. At least one of the radio stations should have a podcast, but I don't think I know any. So ESIRI Grant, if you do know any, please just let me know. I would love to listen to their podcast. And even when you find some that have their podcast, they are usually lazy to continue to upload their content on the podcast. But it's a way for new and younger audiences to engage with your content. That's the truth. People are on the go. They don't want to tune into 107.3 or 99.9 or whatever station. They don't want to tune into that. They're on their phones, they're chatting, they're on TikTok. So if they find your podcast interesting, they will click play while they're doing whatever it is that they're doing. So we'll move on to the next. If you want to start a podcast, you can just go on Anchor. I think maybe I'll share the link later. It is a very easy thing to set up, especially if you're looking at audio podcasts. Audio-visual podcasts are entirely different. You need like a setup, the background, the microphones, and the rest of that. But when you have Anchor, you could literally just do that with your phone. So we'll move on to the next one, which is Twitter threads. But before I move to Twitter threads, let me share these statistics, yeah? Between 2006 and 2019, the awareness of the term podcast jumped from 22% to 70%. And the pandemic really changed everything. Everyone was at home, so they had time to actually listen. I'm making sure I see that Hadi is just going through, say, oh my goodness, it's 17 slides. What the hell? So I'll just really be fast with it. So we'll move to the next one, which is Twitter threads. Twitter threads are very long form content that help you tell your story in a more detailed manner. Twitter, when you make a tweet, it's limited. The number of texts are limited. But when you have a thread, you're able to expand, on that thread. Let's say you're telling a story about a community in Ohajiewema, and you've gathered your facts. You've had a report on it on radio, but you want to extend that to your audience on Twitter. You saw a thread for it. You already have your pictures, right? You saw a thread in a format that looks good. There's actually like this very interesting format that I've noticed that catches attention when you are making a thread on Twitter. So the first tweet isn't going to have like a lot of words. It won't be very bulky. So you're looking at a community that have been losing their wives and their daughters because they lack access to maternal health care in their community. So you construct it in this way. Women in this community, let's say, what community are we going to use now? I can't remember anyone again. John, what community in Ohaji can you remember now? Anyways, so you structure it in this, Asa, yes, that's the community, Asa. So women in Asa continue to lose their lives due to lack of access or low access. So you just put it in that way, and then you leave a space. So you don't put the bulk of the story in the first tweet. You put a picture, and then you go to the next thread, and then you start to tell your story. The reason why threads are good is when anyone, anywhere in the world, as long as that thread continues to be on Twitter, when anyone, anywhere in the world searches ASA, your thread is going to pop up. If anyone searches maternal health care, your thread is going to pop up. If they search women losing their lives, your thread is going to pop up, and it will be there for a really long time. And even now that we see that Elon has taken over Twitter, we see that Elon is going to start paying attention to content creators on Twitter. So if you're not thinking towards creating content on Twitter, now is the time to prepare yourself. Learn how to write threads, very good threads. Elon is going to start paying people very soon because they are trying to start inserting like adverts, in between people's threads. So yeah, if you haven't done that, please do learn how to do that. Twitter threads, open a Twitter account. You would see the way to do it. I didn't put the process to, make a thread, but you will be able to find it. And the next one is the one that that was really crazy to me the first time I heard it. Memes. Memes. I think at some point my sister called it meme. I laughed when she said that. I was like, what are you saying? She said meme. I said, no, that's not what it's called. It's memes. So memes are very funny things. Like the one that is here now. They are actually the most, for me, I love memes. They make me laugh. You find people who are on WhatsApp, some people on WhatsApp, their WhatsApp status is just filled with memes that make you laugh. And when people find memes that they can connect to, memes that are funny, they share with their friends. You get? So why not tell stories using memes? Do you understand? Like, why not fact check using memes? So you find a politician or political aspirants who have said something that is not factual, you have the fact, and you have the perfect meme to display. So you edit the meme, quote what the person has said, and then put the right thing, like the facts by the side. So the meme looks funny. People laugh at it, but they get the information. So a TV station in Denmark found out that social audiences will share and tag their friends in posts that are simple, funny, and can convey the story in one picture. You don't have to stress yourself. So you're not the kind of person who knows how to write long form content. It's not even my strength, but I like memes. So if I can put my story in a meme form and people start to know me because of that, they would engage. And this does not just, this is not just for people who are on radio or people who are in the media. It is also for people who are in businesses. I mean, why can't you do that for your business? And people come there, they are taking the information, they know about your business, and they are happy. So that's this meme content. I actually learned about it this year when I attended a training, and they were teaching about new forms of content, memes, TikTok, and the rest of that. So I think that this should be an interesting thing to explore. And the next one, this one is like the radio of Twitter. I know some of us have been on Twitter Spaces, but if you haven't, Twitter Spaces are like the radio stations of Twitter. Anyone, anywhere in the world can host a space as long as you have access to data. And what this means is that they're giving you the power. They're giving you the power to tell your story. So why are you not using it? Why haven't you hosted a Twitter space? Has any radio station hosted a Twitter space, where they just, okay, you know what, we're hosting a Twitter space, or have they linked their program to Twitter spaces? That one is a very simple thing. You just need to work with your engineers. You have the phone, you start your space, they link they move the sound, they connect the sound to the phone, and the sound goes out, and people on Twitter can hear you, and they can join in and take up the mic if you want to give them the mic. So Twitter spaces are one option that you can use for your content. So you're working on a project, you're working on a story, and you're doing the behind the scenes. You don't want anybody to know what you're working on. But sometimes people love to know the process. That was what Hardy was sharing. People love to know the process. The process is interesting. The process of making things, the process of telling the story. Okay, so I've found that there's a community in OKOYE that are actually very health conscious, right? They've rebuilt their health center by themselves. They ensured that the health workers have a place where they stay in the health center, close to the health center. And I said, okay, this is a story. I want to tell this story. There's a process to it. Who am I going to speak with? How do I get there? Who am I even making this story for? So in that process, I don't think it would be bad. It would be so bad if people start to take the regular people through their process. So they see, okay, so this is how these people actually do this thing. It might not be everything, but a little bit of the behind the scene can help people connect with you on a different level that they've never connected with you before. Trust me, I know this. You feel like, I know this person, I can connect with this station because I know what they know. I watch them do what they do. So Twitter spaces can be used in that aspect as well. So you've gone there, you're speaking with people, you can start your space and have these conversations. Twitter spaces are also good for having conversations with people who are not within range, people who are not close to you. So they're in South Africa, but you need to have a conversation with them. And they've told you that, I don't like phone conversations. You've checked the airtime you're going to spend calling this person. Use Twitter spaces, start the space, send the person the mic, they join the conversation, and you're good.
I think we lost.
Yeah, I guess we lost ROSECAMILLE. It will give her some moments to get back to the platform so we can tidy up.
Okay, thank you so much. So yes, so this is how you start. You will see this icon. When you tap on the icon, it will pop up where you can create your space. What topic, what you want to talk about? I want to talk about how to make soap. How to make soap. You type it there. Do you want to record the space? You click on it. Do you want to start it now? Yes. If you don't want to start it now, you click the icon by the side. That has the calendar. So you set the date and the time that you want to start your spaces, and you schedule it. When you schedule it, you can now go to your various platforms. It could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be TikTok. I'm having a space on social, so they schedule the space. So people can schedule and get reminders for your space. So this is a very important tool that we are neglecting But if you properly utilize it, I tell this every time when I go to my station at Darling FM, I tell them every time, utilize Twitter Spaces. Like, it will be interesting to see how this can change how you have your conversations. It changes absolutely everything, because you can even have that artist on your Twitter space, but it might be hard for you to get that artist to join your radio program. Do you see the angle I'm coming at it from? They want the younger audience who are online listening to them. They also want the people who are listening via the traditional media. So Twitter Spaces is one thing that I think everyone should explore. If you have not explored it, I love it. You should explore it as well. And then infographics. Infographics. This one, a lot of people try to run away from it because data analysis can be tough, you know. But if you hack this, it pushes you into an entirely different way. Like, people start to look at you differently because they're going to be coming to you to visualize their data. So when you have your data and it's just spread across different places, but you're able to put them together using infographics, and people look at it and it's visually engaging, like it's beautiful. You're like, oh, okay. So when you say 20 people died in an accident, oh, this is what, oh, okay, you visualize it. These are the number of people. It happened in so you have your graphs, your pie charts, whatever form that you want to use in representing the data that you share. Oh, so and so number of people in Imo State, you have more women than men. Or in Imo State, men who spend money are 72% of men spend money on their women, or 2% of men spend money on their women, you know, stuff like that. You're able to share it in this form and people can relate. John, don't laugh. 2% of men spend money on their women. Maybe on their wives. Please don't quote me anywhere. I'm just using that as an instance. Yeah, that I've not done that research. So yeah, you're able to visualize your data, analyze your data, and show it to people, and it's refreshing to see. It changes how you do things, and people trust you more. The government see you and they say, oh yeah, this person, they have their facts and they have their data, and it's simple for us to understand. 22 people died during COVID, you put it there. How many people survived? You just make it really easier for people when they go to your website, when they go to your Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. They see this thing and they can understand, as opposed to writing all the 20 people have died in Malaysia, and the government have said that the 20 people who have died are members of, you know. But when they just go, they get the information from the infographic. If you're a business person, you can also do this for your business, right? You can also use this. There was this thing I saw. The person called it instructor graph. It's like infographics, but the way they analyze it is, you know, the process that it takes you to make things. You pour water into it. If you want to bake a cake, maybe you pour water in the bowl. You pour the flour in the bowl. You beat the egg. You know, they are able to just put it in this infographic form. So when you come, it's like, okay, step 1 is this, step 2 is this, step 3 is this, step 4 is this. If you're trying to keep people safe in the state, how do you stay safe during this security crisis that we're having? So you start with ensure that you wear this. So you put them in forms that they see and they understand what you're saying immediately. So this is one interesting way to, engage your audience. And we have TikTok. This is my favorite. I don't know, but I feel like you can entirely build a brand on TikTok. I feel that anyone can build their news brand just on TikTok. Last year, we had a conversation about certain small organizations, small news organizations that are building on TikTok. So what they were doing, they were pushing their stories on TikTok news in a fun way, and they were gaining a lot of audience. And TikTok is one of the reason why I love TikTok is because of its virality. You could go viral at any point. You could gain followers. It doesn't matter who you are. Anybody can be viral at any time. And you have the tools that you need to be able to help you set anything. So you have a trending song that is viral. You add it to the background of whatever it is that you're doing. So you might not even talk, but you're just showing them, pam, fact 1, pam, fact 2, pam, fact 3, pam, fact. You're making body movements, you get? You're making body movements, right? And people are getting what you're saying because you've just highlighted them. So if you look at if you look at this, you see that, my goodness, 44 countries, 49% of publishers were regularly updating their TikTok accounts with news-related content. And if you move to the next one, you find out that Pulse NG was one of the, this data is actually from Reuters Institute. I shared their link in the resource section of this. So if you check top news publishers on TikTok and followers, if you come to Africa, you see Pulse NG because they've done a lot of work. What is stopping you from doing that? Who is the person pushing content from Imo State on TikTok? Newsworthy content. Who is the person doing that? There might be, but it doesn't mean that you can't also do that. You understand? So TikTok is one platform that I think is going to change how people consume news and consume content. And what's the last one? As the last one, ephemeral content. I think that's the last one. Yes. So, you know, when you post things on your stories as they are happening. So when you're posting those things on stories as they are happening, yeah. So Hashim. Oh, hey, Hashim. So when you post these things as they're happening on your stories, people view them, and after 24 hours, it disappears. Those are the kind of contents that are called ephemeral content. It could be your stories on Facebook. It could be on Instagram as well. So create those contents to show your people that you're constantly active. It could be asking them a question. What's your plan for the day or something like that? You know, those very, very little things that you can just put that you don't want them to be on your timeline, but you also want to use them to engage your audience. It could be the ask me anything, you know, those AMAs, like ask me anything kind of content that you can post on Instagram and people begin to ask you questions anonymously. It could be something like that. But the beautiful thing about the ephemeral content is it starts to create FOMO. People don't want to miss your next story because it lasts for 24 hours. And you have to structure it in such a way that I look forward to coming to get your content. I look forward to coming to get to read in your content. So that's that kind of content. It creates FOMO. FOMO means fear of missing out. You now don't want to miss out on my contents because they are very interesting and you know it just lasts for 24 hours. And I think that's the last. The next slide is just resources that you can use. If you check, this is the Reuters Institute story on TikTok. And then the other one, if you check journalism.co.uk, they have like other contents that you can use. So, but this one in particular is for using memes to reach younger audience, but they have like different other things that you can use. Thank you so much for listening to me. I felt like 30 minutes was too much, but I think I hit it. 2:27 p.m., 27 minutes. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just a wow. Absolutely. Camille, thank you so much. Awesome. Those claps, those accolades are in place. They are just in place. Thank you so much. Wow. Alternative content for social engagement. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, you said we should not quote you on that statistics. You've not done a research. We don't need to. That research is not important.
I think that
don't bother.
John and ESIRI Grant should know better. I think how did
John, you are interested in this thing. Why? Are you
Well,
not spending
I
money
didn't
on
say
your wife?
anything though.
If you are not spending money on your wife, raise up your hand. Oh, my hand
My
was
friend.
even up. I bring it down.
My friend, that is not a content. Calm down. Amazing.
Nice one, Camille.
Sir. All right. Camille, thank you for that. We will expect questions to go into the chat section while we take the next speaker for this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I think this is worth it. OtownGist, thank you again for this opportunity. Thank you for this platform. I think we need to do this more and more, and maybe find a way to stream it so that other people will see what we're doing. You know, I understand thoroughly. I understand our people are not used to such platforms, and that's why some of us are here, so that we can begin to leverage on some of these resources, some of these materials, and all that. Most of our people, they are not just, this is not our thing. They prefer to gather them in a hall and then just talk and all that. But then this is good. Thank you once again for this platform. All right. Back to back, let's meet our next guest and then get to hear from him. He's the CEO of Ray Grant Media Consult, a radio presenter with more than a decade experience. He has managed radio stations and is now a media consultant, helping media houses, individuals, and organizations maximize their potential. MC Ominimini, as we like to call him, is a fantastic comedian. He's an MC, a compere. His experience in the entertainment sector has also put him in position to consult and manage events and individuals. And he'll be speaking to us on optimizing adverts with social media. Ladies and gentlemen, let's receive now Mr. ESIRI Grant. MC Ominimini.
Thank you very much, John. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. I have so much noise around me here. Please pardon me. Sir. Okay, all right. So thank you very much, the convener, OtownGist, my very good friend Adi. Thank you. And thank you, Camille, for that very brilliant exposition. Thank you very much. And all participants, thank you very much for being here. Well, at a point, it's as if we are all scared. Yeah, before now, we were all scared because we've been to forums of media practitioners and they were like, oh, okay, social media is here. Yes, the truth is social media is here and it is here to stay. So it's either we accept it or yes, it is here and it is here to stay. And the conventional media, for those who cannot key in, will either float or move away. I say it again. The conventional media, if they cannot float, if it cannot flow in or key into the social media, is either you float or you just pack up. Now, what does the conventional media, let's take radio for instance, what they sell is airtime and they rely on advertisement for sustainability. Now, just recently, we're going to come down to Imo, but let's look at the country at large. Recently, we've seen media houses, the print media, the TVs, keying into the social media. Let me give you an example. Channels, for instance, they I think they even started making money now from social media because their pages are monetized and all that. The likes of the print media, they also keyed in because most of their news, even before you get them on the hard copy, you've already seen them on the social media platforms. Now, media agencies, advert agencies have also created avenues of also marketing media buying to clients through social media. For example, if you see a page that is monetized, before you watch up to 3 minutes, or let's say before you watch up to 2-3 minutes, you've seen an ad already. Ordinarily, these are ads that should come to either radio or TV. And guess what? Social media is doing everything put together that the TV does, the visuals, the print, and the audio. Before now, there is this saying that the newspaper advert is the most expensive. Yes, that it is the most expensive because you can still get access to a newspaper publication of, let me not exaggerate, if possible, 1996, if we're kept in the libraries. You can still get access to newspaper publication of 1996. So if there was an advert placed then, who knows? You can still see that advert there. So that was why the newspaper adverts were the most expensive. Now, like I said earlier, the social media has been able to inculcate the audio, which is the radio, the visuals, and the print. Go on the internet and search for, even on Facebook, yes, and just search for a video that trended, a video or a picture that trended 6 years ago. It comes up. Yes, it comes up. And most importantly, how can these conventional medias optimize the use of social media? Let's take radio, for instance, because we're coming down home. Let's take radio, for instance. Most of the owners, Hadi was speaking the other time, I was saying that, oh, maybe the owners and all that. Now, they see it as, oh, that's too big. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. So now, according to what Hadi just said, he said that some of these owners wouldn't want to get or hire social media handlers. Social media handling is beyond, you post graphic design of the next program that is to come, or the Happy New Month, or the no. Now there's a radio station in town here, and the owner told me something some days ago, and he said, Ominimini, if you bring an ad for this radio station, the owner owns 2 in same premises. He said, if you bring an ad here, we can run it for you, few slots for you here. I was like, okay. So if I bring an ad, a radio advert for station A, you can give me some slots in station B. He said, yes, that's a kind of an incentive for the client. Now, the thing is this, what if a radio station, I told him also, I said, what if your social media platform, people listen to you every day, direct people to that place to also follow the page. And if they like it and follow the page, and you have maximum followers, a whole lot of followers, you can monetize your page. And if your marketers are selling your radio station, your ads, can also, okay, now, John, you can imagine when someone comes to your office and say, oh, I am from radio station A, so, we can run your ads for you, produce your jingles for you, and also do a little bit of visual for you, even if it means not coming with cameras and all that, there's these animations and all that. We can do that for you and also post it on our page for this amount. John, you will gladly want to do that if your organization is not social media inclined. But no, what we have here is, they post images of the next program to come. You see the OAPs taking pictures, and they call that social media handling. It's not. Kami spoke of TikTok. Yes. Before now, OAPs are seen as top celebrities. If a radio station should have a TikTok page or account, for instance, and people go there to watch an OAP or watch the OAPs goof around the studio and stuff like that, they will have so many followers. And before you know, they start making money from these social media handles. Now, social media ads is seriously affecting the conventional media. But can the conventional media benefit, also key in and benefit from social media ads? Yes. So if it's not coming from this way, it is coming from this way. How can they do that? Now, a page like Wazobia FM, for example, I have to mention names. I'm sorry. For instance, Wazobia FM will stream live on Facebook. Other institutions here do that, but not to a great deal. Or maybe if they just come in, the streaming is just for one particular program also. I don't know why, but they do. Now, people will want to go in there. They want to see the DJ who plays that song. They want to see the OAPs who is talking. They want to see how this thing is done. A lot of people have that imagination in their head, like, oh, okay, is that how a radio studio is? This is how they behave? So is this where they say those things from? Let me see the OAP. I've been hearing the person's voice. Let me do this. And at the end of the day, if you should post it and strip people's adverts there, come on, it doesn't take anything. Create an animated ad for clients, top clients who are willing, sell it to them. Some of them are willing. It is just another branch of it. Sell it to them and say, oh, sir, apart from the radio jingle we produce for you, we can also produce an animated, go to our social media page. You have so many, you have people, 60,000 and counting. Come on. The clients might be so, okay, fine. Then how much will it take for me to do that? Then you cash in on that. But at the end of the day, if we keep relying on these adverts for radio station, and if you don't key in, like I said, the social media is taking away, is inculcating both the print, the mass media, and radio. That's just it. They are taking over those areas. Social media will not come to the conventional media. The conventional media will have to go to social media. That's just it. If not, conventional media will be left behind. Advertisements, we're still talking about that because I think that's one of the areas I am currently working on. Radio stations, TV stations, and newspaper houses can optimize this stuff because it won't take anything if I should sponsor them. Yes, if you have, it will be so surprising if I should see an ad from, I've not seen, I don't know if any of you have seen an ad, a sponsored page from Punch newspaper, for example, that says, let's even leave Punch, let's come locally here. Our local weekly or dailies here, the likes of the trumpeters and all that, sponsor a page. How current are their, we're talking about their website now, no, how current are their social media handles? If a breaking news happens, if something breaks now, a news breaks, and I log on to social media and I see a sponsored page, or people are sharing, not even a sponsored page now, people are sharing the handles of trumpet newspaper here already on that news. Come on, why wouldn't I follow that page? And at the end of the day, if the marketers will say, oh, okay, fine, if you give us this ad, it will also appear on our Facebook page, it also appear on our Twitter page, it also appear, it's just a little token you add. So at the end of the day, you're not just reaching those who will get the hard copy of your newspaper, or you're not just reaching those who will tune your radio station to listen to it, you will also reach those who, it might not be a case of choice, because if they sponsor those pages, definitely you have to see them, whether you like it or not. Social media is forcing us. Yes, let me use that word in a good note. Most times there are some things you don't want to see, but you have no choice. You need to see them, except you want to just, you go click on, I don't want to see this stuff anymore and all that. But have you seen it? Yes. So they're kind of doing an aggressive marketing. The social media space is kind of like an aggressive marketing. Local advertisers will go more on advertising on Facebook pages than coming to a radio station. Let me give you an example. A barber's shop in CHINEDU here in Owerri would want to spend 10,000 naira to promote an ad on its page than going to a radio station to play 10 spots of advert for 30,000 naira. Now, the sponsored ad that barber shop is promoting on social media might get to up to 3 million people. And you have to select your range, your region where you want the ads to get to. So that's just it. If these things, these conventional media, radio stations and all that, if they key into that aspect, come on. I think it would be another avenue. So you're getting it from the normal ads, you're getting from the ad agencies and all that, and also getting from the social media. So you're keying in on the social media platform and also your regular adverts. It's an added advantage. It's just like you come to my shop and I say, oh, okay, if you buy one of, I sell clothes. If you buy one clothes, or if you buy one shirt or 3 shirts, I'll give you a wristwatch. You will definitely come to my business place to buy. You will leave my neighbor's place who only sells, who doesn't do any form of incentive at all. So radio, TV, and newspaper houses around here can maximize and optimize the social media through engaging seriously on social media involvements. For example, just like Kami said, why don't you stream a live? It's not just okay for you to stream live. People want to see the OAP's goof. People want to see maybe the DJ play and 1 or 2 OAPs or your TikTok handle. And before you know, it goes viral. And people will want to know which station, even if they're not around your locality, your coverage doesn't cover them. But definitely you've reached out to people away from. Most times in Nigeria, we see Facebook pages of radio stations in Zambia. Yeah, we see them because they have it. People shared it until it got to you because they posted a video that is catchy. They posted an event that happened over there and that is catchy. Let me give an example. There was this audio that leaked at a point where the radio station, one particular lady, I've forgotten it, I think the station in Kenya, where she actually called a man and pretended to be who she wasn't, and then they found out that the guy was cheating. Now, we've already known, now because of that particular stuff, we knew that radio station. I've forgotten the name and all that. So if you're giving your ads to someone and the person said, oh, okay, what station is that? You said, oh, okay, I've seen it. It gives you an edge already for you to leverage on in bringing ads to your radio, your TV, or your newspaper house. Now, for the newspaper, I said that earlier. I don't know what their challenges are. According to Hadi, the example he gave when he came back from the workshop he attended, where and he came back and told the media house he was with then, and they said, no, we can't do this. We can't bring in more hands. We're talking about the pay here. Now, they don't know that you use money to get money. These are the things we also cry for here, because some of these owners, they don't believe in. I don't want to believe it's an archaic mindset. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe it is a mindset of because of the locality. No, you can be here and conquer. You can be in a way and conquer. John mentioned something a few minutes ago, and he said that a lot of us are not inclined to these Zoom stuff, registration and all that, but that's the truth. They are not. But a day begins a story. A day begins a story. If you convince 1, 2, 3, 4 clients and you do social media advertisement for them, something they ordinarily they wouldn't have been able to do, and you create the animation for them and push it for them, hey, other people will be like, oh, okay, so this is nice and this is obtainable. So what will it take for you to do this for me? And before you know, as the demand increases, definitely your price will also increase. Because believe it, whether we like it or not, the conventional media will have to key in to social media advert space. Because on social media, I can create an ad on social media without running on diesel. I can create an ad on social media without bothering on, without reaching huge fan base or customer base without even burning a single diesel. But then, for me to reach a lot of people in a day as a radio station owner, I have to, if there's no normal electricity, I have to buy diesel at an expensive rate to reach people who I'm not even sure will come advertise. So at the end of the day, it's cheaper, it's convenient from anywhere you are. You can, radio stations, there should be departments for social media. Yes, not just departments. As important as the programs department, I think the social media department should, as a matter of fact, be as important as the programs department in every media house. I keep mentioning radio because maybe that is where I major. I think from now on, let me leave that for now. Let me not let the cat out of the bag, because we're coming with something bigger and better if the owners will, if the owners will key into it. But these are the things we also consult for them. We've told a lot of them about this, but their willingness to do it is the issue. So at the end of the day, what I am saying is this: radio, newspaper, and TV. Okay, so we don't have a lot of TVs here, but the little ones we know, even HIP TV is not even doing enough. I have to also mention him. Talking about the presence on social media, I think channels and Arise TV, the news platforms, are the ones actually holding it down. But for radio, for any radio station to stay afloat and not be intimidated by the presence of social media, they have to create a huge department, a very strong department, if possible, as strong as the programs department. Not just 1 or 2 persons who can just design graphics for the next program, Happy New Month, Happy Eid Fitri, and you post and you say you have a social media presence. No, try those then need to have people who can produce audio visuals for clients and also post on the platform of the radio station. At the end of the day, you're doing the audio aspect of your advert on radio, on live radio, and you're also doing the other adverts, the audio visual on social media. So I think with that, it's almost 3 p.m. I think, and I was given 30 minutes. So yeah, it is for them to optimize. They need to utilize almost all the platforms. Now, for those around here in Imo, okay, Twitter might not be it for us here for now, because for here in Imo, especially in the Southeast, I think there is only the percentage of Twitter users won't be up to 25%. Very few of us can actually say, oh, fine, I have a Twitter account and all that. Most of them are either on TikTok or on Facebook. The majority, I think about 90% or 95% or 98% of people in the Southeast are on Facebook. So you can leverage on that as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. God bless you.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. ESIRI Grant. Thank you so much. Always ready to just say the truth. It doesn't matter whose off is God. and I know that is why Mr. Hardy gave you topic, because you will just say it the way it is and all that. You know, we need to step up. We need to step up in a way. We need to step up and all that. And that is what is causing the issues. That is what is causing the issues. If the radio stations, the media houses are making a leverage on the finance on social media, we won't have issues with presenter, because the major problem is salary. Now we're you know,
we won't have issues of turning radio presenters to marketers and placing them on mandates.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you so much, Mr. ESIRI Grant. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, guys. In case you have questions, drop them in the chat section. We will take them. We've had 3 sessions. We've had a session from Mr. Hardy, our convener. We had the second session from ROSECAMILLE. We also got the last one now, ESIRI Grant on it. So in case you have any questions on these 3 sessions, please feel free to drop them in the chat section. I've been taking notes, and I think this is mind-blowing. This is mind-blowing. All right, we gradually tilt towards the end of this meeting as we take the last session for this afternoon, and that will be from Mr. Hardy. Mr. Hardy will take the last session for this afternoon, and it will be on living in an open world. Living in an open world and social monetization. I am very interested in this second part, social monetization. My brother, the money is important. Okay, all right, so Mr. Hardy, if you're ready, we are ready to get on living in an open world and social monetization. If you're ready, we're ready. Take it on.
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you so much, John. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Very well, very well.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So you know, we kept on talking about what the problems are. We've talked about it. We've had the blames shifted on people, but then somehow we are taking this responsibility because I share part of the blame. I feel like if you know something that will help where you are and you hold the knowledge, you are also part of the problem. So all of us who put resources together, our time together to have this program going on, we are contributing to solve the problem because we understand that if it is good for everyone, it will also be good for us. For instance, if the market is working well, Ominimini can see who he can consult for, and probably myself and any other person. So we want the industry to grow across the country. We want people to wake up. We want people to catch up with trends because it will be a very good thing for all of us. Now, talking about living in an open world, it is one world most of us don't want to live in. Earlier, I spoke a little bit about secrets. I spoke a little bit about showing the process. It's something most of us don't want to do. Okay, so I never planned on saying this. I was speaking with someone earlier, and this person said that saying some things in a free program will mean giving away his trade secrets, giving away trade secrets. And yeah, I listened to him. I felt for him because somehow the person writes keywords to search for and they find it. So the knowledge you are hoarding and you're not making money with, someone already posted it on YouTube. People it, and there's advert on it. Car, you see the video. If you want to learn how to bring down engine of a car, you will see the video. Every single food you want to eat in this life, you will see how to make it on YouTube. You want to learn how to shoot a gun, the video is on YouTube. It's now an open world. But now, the biggest challenge we are having here is that most of us are still living in that other world where we feel something is our trade secrets. You make creams. Now, I'm going to say a lot to business owners. You are making cream, you're making organic creams, for instance, and you feel like the only thing you should show people is the packed product. You show people the container of the product. Say, hey, this is my skin this, it will do this. Yes. The only people that will watch that video to the end are people who have skin issues, who want to glow. Me, I don't want glow. If I just watch more, I will skip. But then, if you have a video of you mixing something, nobody knows what you are mixing. You are mixing it, and next thing you are pouring it in a container, whether you are doing it manually or mechanically. We watch that process. We now start relating, oh, this person works hard, this person is careful, this person is producing this in a very clean environment. All those things help in building trust. I come back to it. It's an open world, and you are not supposed to be keeping a lot of secrets. Yes, you are not telling people what you are missing. You are not telling people the actual chemicals or the actual natural resources or whatever you are using to make that. You're not telling anyone what you are mixing. Okay, so there's this thing I do most times. I call myself Chef Boo. I like cooking. So most times when I am cooking anything, one of the things I do is I will prep all my ingredients, take a picture of them, make a video. By the way, I don't cook all the time. So the people who cook. Any day I want to cook, I'll make videos. Yeah. So now I'll make video of the process. There are some things I don't show. But when you watch those short videos, you see yourself salivating because you see me sometimes cutting carrots, cutting onion, you see me pouring them in, you see me stirring the food, and then you see the food served and someone is eating it. Now it's a process. What if I had shown you a plate of food and say, I am Chef Boo and I made this food? You will not believe it. But just because you saw me cutting it, you saw me stirring it, you saw me throwing onions inside the pot, or just doing that, makes you believe that I actually made the food. You also start looking at the environment I'm making the food. You also start looking at the utensils I'm using. Oh, Hadi has a fine pan. Ah, this is the kind of gas he is using. Oh, this is the kind of spoon he is using. Ah, this knife is 10K, so he has it. He's even using a knife of 300 naira. Whatever thing you say, the process, it's there. I have a friend who runs a salon. She makes dread, so they call themselves locticians in Ondo State. So while I was with her, I gingered her. I said, hey, babe, create a YouTube channel. And that day, much older, but this younger sister who is Gen Z was good. She had an iPhone, had all the app. So we started, the younger sister made the first video. They started from the process, and then we had the customer that we were making her hair. She would just shake the dread, and it was beautiful. We put it on slow-mo. The first short video she posted on her, she put a fine music on the background. And then she looked at me and she said, is this what I've been missing? And I laughed at her. I said, this is what you've been missing. You probably don't want people to see that after making this hair, you spray something, you rub it like this to make it glow. You have been missing. And gradually she started building that channel. A restaurant in US had more than 1 million subscribers. Just place where then they cook food. They have 1 million subscribers. They are not selling food on YouTube, but they keep showing the process. They keep showing the process. They keep talking about the food and all that. They now have 1 million subscribers. Imagine how much they make from YouTube. The amount they make from YouTube might even be bigger than what they make from the restaurant itself. But what gave birth to the YouTube revenue has become part because the owners were not too rigid. They were open. They were open to show some of their process. They are not afraid that someone will copy. So like I make websites, and I was making websites for someone, and he said his business is running a cleaning service, and then he has 5 packages. I said, okay, let's list the 5 packages in a box so that anyone who comes will see the benefit of each package. I don't want others. So now you expect me to come to your website and I see gold package. I will just say I want gold package because I have money. You need to be open. The idea you're operating on, absolutely nothing you will do now that you'll be the first doing it. The social media platform you are going to use, you are not even the owner. So I don't know why you should actually be so afraid. You should actually be so worried. If you are planning on succeeding on social media, you need to keep a bit of open mind. You need to keep you need to be free-minded. You need to stop being afraid. What your fear, all your fears are actually holding you back. They are the thing stopping you from succeeding. If a newsroom, for instance, let's say a radio station should start the process of news production. They want to make a 1-minute video for YouTube Shorts, the process of news production, and then they have a newsroom, whiteboard, sitting down and you don't type in, you have someone printing, that you have the newscaster stepping onto the yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then you see the newscaster saying, hey, good afternoon, this is this. And how do you start feeling?
Right, since we lost Hadi there.
Can you hear me now?
Hadi, yeah, we can hear.
Yes, I am back. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Welcome.
Okay, so I think that was network, bit of network issue. So what I was saying is, you want to succeed in any business and you want what you are doing and you want to make money from social media, you need to have a bit of open mind. You need to open up yourself. You need to explore new things and you need not to be afraid. Okay, you just know that you're doing the right thing and then you get on with it. That is it. Then for social monetization, it's not really a big deal. Every platform has their criteria. Facebook recently cut their own down to 5,000 followers time. But major concern is not, hey, every day you go and check if you have reached the level of being monetized. Your major concern should be rolling out content, because the big high blood pressure will come when you get money and you are not able to sustain it, and you're because you have run out of idea. And the problem will also happen when the moment you get monetized, you start posting rubbish just because you want to, you want to have content. That's actually what a number of persons have done. Media should be sustainable. Every business should be sustainable. Every approach you take to solve this problem of low revenue, to solve this problem of reaching more people in your business should be sustainable. It shouldn't be something
Hadi, we've lost you again. I think your network is pretty bad from that end. All right, so let's give him some time to return. Yeah, we lost you again, Sire.
So every single person who has bottom, yeah, I'm here. The bottom line is,
I think you need to start that monetization from the beginning, start from scratch, because we lost you all the way.
Okay, so monetization, it's about you posting. Most of us have heard about it, but before you can monetize your platforms or your handles or whatever it is, you have to meet particular criteria, which will involve having a number of followers, for YouTube subscribers, and YouTube as well. YouTube is about, I think, most important, you need to reach that criteria. But for me, I always tell every single person that wants to get monetized that it's not just about being the most important mindset, that you plan yourself to say, this is what I'll be doing, and then you keep doing it, and not you do it today and then tomorrow. It has to be sustained that way around. You need to bring in a creative mindset, and when you feel like your oil is going down, you can consult people to give you a bit of extra ideas. You can keep maintaining your standard. Don't go down. Instead of going down, scale things up, make things better. If you are dropping videos, make them better. Every content you are dropping should be better. Like every other person has said, this requires a lot of work. If you are not social media, irrespective of what you're doing, whether you are a newsroom, whether you are a service provider, every single person can, benefit from this. It doesn't just matter what you take that investment now, and on the chat, I'm going to drop a link that will really help us so much. A link of a list of free AI tools that you can use to create content for yourself, especially if you are not able to afford having a number of staff in your organization. So you can use these tools to probably generate image, get sound, get videos, write content, and a lot of it. So we are going to share that. And again, you make sure that whatever you are doing, that you are following the rules and regulations of the platform you want to get monetized on. It's always important. Most people miss that. And if you miss that, you are the one who is going to pay for it, because you might have your account suspended. So as you succeed, I wish you all the best. And thank you so much, everyone, for attending the program. Thank you, everyone who spent this amount of time to join us today. I think we put 3 hours, but I've always known that we're not going to spend up to that amount. So I will hand it over to Mr. John now. And if anyone has questions, we are all available to answer, and then we can close anytime we are done. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hadi. Thank you so much. Thank you. This has been a huge blessing. Thank you. Thank you so much for putting this together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Let's drop the questions in case we have them, so we can take them in quick succession and then begin to wrap up things at this time. It's been a wonderful session. It's been mind-blowing. I took notes, and I'm sure going to go back to my notes and then get better with things. All right, so let's get questions, general remarks, appreciations, if there are any, and then we'll begin to round things up. So you want to ask a question, you want to speak, you can turn on your microphone, you can unmute your microphone, then turn on your video so we can see your face. All right? Yes, go ahead. This is your time. Let's know who you are and then go on with that which you want to say. It's your time. Is anybody taking the microphone? All right, blessing, Ibauchi. Are you here with us? You want to say something?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, blessing.
Okay, I want to say I enjoy this program a whole lot. It has opened my eyes to a whole lot of opportunities out there. And I want to say a very big congratulations to Mr. Ominimini. It's been a long while. I enjoyed his show while he was at Reach FM. Yeah, so hi, Mr. Ominimini, and to Mr. Hadi. This is a job well done. God bless you. And Mr. John OKOYE, thank you. And to Ms. ROSECAMILLE, thank you very much. I enjoyed her lecture, especially the part that talked about podcasts. I think I have an interest in that. So thank you, everyone. God bless you all.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good to hear from you. Seem to be in a school environment. Thank you. I enjoyed the voices of those little ones there. Thank you, madam. Righty. All right, Hashim. Awesome. Hashim, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the facilitators, the organizers of this program. You know, it's really informative and it's really interesting, kind of interest. I'm participating from Jigawa State. So Camille has been my friend for a very long time because we are working on the same interest, like area of advocacies and struggle for volunteer and etc. You know, we have been pursuing a couple of things since we knew each other. And I may like to thank and appreciate the facilitators of this event. It's really, really, really informative. What they said is really beneficial to all of us here, and including those that are not even here. I hope this record version will be uploaded somewhere else so that the messages said while presenting the information there will reach the large number of audience out there. I want to speak, maybe say a comment, maybe an add to what the facilitators have said, you know, earlier regarding infographics, you know, because that's my area. I'm a communication and communication data visualization and infographics expert. I've been supporting USA, DIE, PEL, UKAID, you know, and etc. and many more. You know, bosses now don't have time to read like maybe 90 pages, 30 pages content, you know, reports, you know, and etc. So we as an advocates of development, we need to try and minimize information as much as we can, because we have this disturbing, you know, trauma that is ongoing presently in the whole world. The information is overload. You know, I don't know if any of you understand information overload. You know, there is information everywhere, on your phone, on the TV, on your laptop, you know, everywhere. So I work around minimizing that information to be like as short as possible. You know, I work with the Federal Ministry of Agri, you know, trying to like get most of their policy documents to like minimize them to be maybe like think about 10 paragraphs, a document of 100 and something, you know, to minimize it into 3 pages, you know. And I'm good at visualizing results. Like you can give me like a 1,000 document and I can minimize it into like 4 pages. You know, it's a hectic job, but it's really good. So this is what trending. So what I'm going to advise all of us here is information is key. You have to know how to come up with content that is going to be convincing. Like whenever you're advocating or whenever you're sharing information online, you know, it has to be like technically composed. You don't just like, this guy and I'm advocating for this guy for this, and the thematic area is this, the date is this and that, and you think it's okay. No, you have to provide a very, very convincing content in such a way that it will communicate as fast as possible. I know I have media guys in our midst, they would understand better. So developing content is one of the key aspects of whatever you're doing in life. You know, like, can you see this in a glance? Like you understand what it is, you know? So it's really, really key. So, and all of us are pursuing one career and another. There is something I said, like, compress all the ideas you have in few sentences and just communicate them. Like, I'm good at doing that. I design profiles, I design results. So I'm good at knowing knowledge management entirely. So we need to have a way of visualizing what we have as skills. I assume skills as package, like this is my package, I have this skill. and it's my package. So how can I sell this package? To sell a package, you need a brand, you need a very beautiful name, very beautiful color. So this is how you're going to take yourself. Like, I'm going to sell myself and my skill out there. I've been doing that for a very long time. Challenge organizations online, like, this is what you're doing and it's not right. This is what communication can do to change the entire framework of what you're doing. So I do challenge, like, I'm not scared. I can challenge this organization as mighty as it is, and this and that, and then get results. And sometimes I get jobs from that. So it's very important that we utilize the skill we have and find a way of selling that skill, and to be sellable, not just sell it, to be sellable, like, I have this skill and I have a brand for it and I compose it. I have so many prototypes of that. I drop my LinkedIn bio. You can contact me anytime and we can talk about this some more and more. I never get tired. That's what we do with Camille. Whenever I think about idea, I think, I challenge Camille's status, Camille's whatsoever. I design flyers for Camille, So that's what I do. So not to consume much of your time, I think with this, we'll be able to promote ourselves, promote our programs, promote our initiatives, and et cetera, et cetera. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Okay, good day, everyone. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Loud and clear.
Okay, I say a very big thank you to the organizers, more especially to Mr. Hadi. You've been a genius when it comes to anything media, and you've been doing well. And I want to thank the facilitators in the person of ESIRI Grant and Camille and Mr. John. You guys are really amazing. This topic taught today, or this issue brought today, is actually a very important one, because when it comes to this issue of social media content creation, it seems Imo State, or specifically, is actually lagging behind. There was a program I went for, a seminar I went for a few months back, and then they were talking about journalists and maybe people to give some content to do for them. And they were like, in a way, we don't have anybody, like, it doesn't have people they can, call upon to give things like this. They gave it to people in Enugu, they gave to people in Lagos, like people from Lagos, we actually deciding what will happen in a way, because they felt, we don't have people, but that's actually a lie. But the issue with people, or with us here, is that we don't, show the things you're doing on social media. We don't take content creation seriously down here. We have people that are doing very well in their different fields, but creating content, showing what they do, showcasing themselves is actually a problem. So this is actually a very nice one. I really appreciate this. I think it's going to be a nice one if this can get to, I don't know, the number of people you want. Like this needs to go viral. Like people need to see this, more especially media people who are in the way. They actually need to see this and then go for it. This is actually a nice one, and I believe it's going to bring the change in Owerri media system. Thank you very much, Mr. Hadi, and everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you also, Rashid, for your words. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, do we still have inputs? Deborah, you have anything to say? Questions, words of appreciation, addition, whatever it is. In case you're there, you want to say from this.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah.
No, I don't have anything to say. I just want to thank the organizers. I learned a lot, but I just wanted to make a contribution, like I want to ask for the slides, if it can be sent to us through our mail, via our mails. And then I noticed that the program was recorded, if you can have access to watch it again. That's all. But everyone spoke to me, and then I learned a whole lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That will be sent to the table of Mr. Hadi and Otown. Can we recorded version?
Yes, sure. I heard her. I have the slides here, and then the recording is ongoing. So once the recording is done, I am downloading it, processing it. So we'll get a link. We'll get access to everything after.
All right, thanks so much.
For to set this opportunity to do this, to thank this time online and real time. Thank you, OKOYE. Oh man. Thank you, Mr. Hardy. It's to you. Mr. Hardy.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? I
Yes.
was on mute. Sorry.
Yes, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I'm to do the vote of thanks now, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so with so much joy in my heart, I want to start appreciating, first of all, the speakers, ESIRI Grant, MC Ominimini. You've been a fantastic person I've known almost a decade now. And Certified Camille, you've been wonderful. I mean, yeah, when the topic came, I felt you were perfect for it. And most times you do things, you feel like Hadi does not know what you can do. I always know what every single person around is capable of, because I always take time to see how people who are progressives are progressing. So I really appreciate you. You were fantastic. And to you, Mr. John OKOYE, who has moderated this program, fantastic. And I know for sure that next year's edition is going to be a physical meeting. So I want to thank everyone who stayed from beginning of the program to the end of it. Yeah, if you understand Owerri and Imo State very well, you will know that most people in the conventional media will not also attend the program, but they will also complain about the problem. It's the normal thing we live with here. But then if we have a few persons who are able to start solving a problem, that solution will keep spreading like ripples until it gets to every single place it's supposed to get to. So I want to encourage everyone who is working, everyone who has learned something here, and please don't let the knowledge die. Start doing something. And should you ever need help and you feel like I or any other person who has spoken today can assist you in any way, please feel free to reach out. I mean, we are all here to make this place a better place. And I want to appreciate us once again. And I say thank you and God bless all of us. Take a bow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
All
everyone.
right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.